We go together like the forecast to any weather, like twins when they're together, like BFFs but only better. We go together like sugar and cream, like good sleep and a wonderful dream, like the words of a dictionary.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again, Spotlight Over the City. I'm your host, Stan Long, along with the lovely, super duper co-host, Mrs. Robin Bryant.
Thank you.
Yeah, you hear the applause.
That's right. And you should have some applause going on right now.
Yeah, it's going on in my mind. What's going on with you, miss?
Not much, you know.
How you doing?
All right.
How was your weekend?
Had a good weekend. My cousin was here. We went consignment shopping all day yesterday. From consignment shop to consignment shop. You know, found a nice Louis and... Well, she found a nice Louis. Okay. But, yeah, you know, I don't think men do that, but...
Probably not. I don't know one, but...
You know...
I hope not, but okay.
So,
that sounds exciting, Robin.
Yeah, consignment shopping.
Really?
And she likes antique shopping and all that, so I took her around, did all of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So y'all had a good time. You showed around town a little bit. Where y'all eat at?
We went to Papa Do's. We had brunch at Papa Do's. And that's always good.
Yeah, I love it. I haven't been in a while, but I like it a lot.
Oh, you would love that brunch.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Man, I kind of chilled out, watched the games a little bit. Shout out to the Falcons. Sorry y'all lost, but
why you say y'all lost? Like, I mean, you looking at me like I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not a Falcon fan.
Oh, you talking to them?
Yeah, I'm saying shout out, cause shout out to ATL. Everybody down here love the Falcons, so I'm sorry for y'all lost, but y'all took a 14-point L. You know, unfortunately.
And what about your team? I mean, you were from New York, so what?
Why you gotta bring up old stuff?
Kind of? Oh, now that's old.
We took a loss. We working on we reconstructing. We trying to do some
any excuse to do. You want to say how much we lost, but how much did y'all lose by?
Well, we lost. We didn't do too good. We didn't do too good, but anyway, yeah, y'all Deadskins pulled it off.
But Redskins
shout out to the DMV, everybody in the DMV, y'all won. Redskins y'all finally did something. Kirk Cousins, I heard, pulled that thing off for them.
Yeah, because I think RG3 got hurt
his little ankle. Again. And so, you know,
his little ankle.
That's probably gonna help y'all. Everybody in DMV. I know y'all be mad because I'm not a Redskin fan or this and the third. But I think that's I do want y'all to win some games because it's good for the city, and I'm gonna ride for the city. So on that note, I think that Cousins gonna be good. Actually, I know he's gonna be good because that boy can throw that ball. All that fluff and hype is not around him, so I think that he can come in, settle in. There's no expectations of that man. So nah, because RG3.
I think from what I was reading on Facebook, I mean everybody was hoping that Cousins would come in. So I don't know.
That's what I was hoping. No disrespect to RG3, but when you're not getting it done, you're not getting it done. You know, it's not a race issue or nothing like that.
No, I'm not a big sports fan, so I really can care less. But if I had to pick a team, it would definitely be Redskins and then Falcons, for the record.
Well, you need to pick a team because
why do I need? I just picked one.
Everybody needs to have a team.
I said Redskins and then Falcons. That's what I said.
Okay, the Redskins then Falcons.
That's right.
Well, the Redskins won 41 to something. It was really a big blowout.
The Falcons will play Thursday.
Great game. The Falcons play Thursday. They get a chance to redeem themselves. So. Hopefully
then we'll get to see if y'all redeem yourself. So.
And then hopefully, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm a part-time Raven fan I like two teams. That's my home team, the Ravens. So
that's not your home team. You're not from Baltimore.
I'm from Maryland.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the
whatever. Close
enough. So anyway, moving right along. Anyway.
Speaking of sports, what about that sorry fight? It was so sorry. I should have stayed home.
Well, like I said, the fight wasn't that great. Heard they had a little hiccup in the 8th round.
Well, when he bit his hand,
thumb situation.
If he show his stupid little hand to somebody, this is what I don't understand about that whole situation. Them thick old gloves, they got teeth guards or whatever they're called on. Mouthpieces on.
Did you call it teeth guard? Did you say a teeth guard?
But at any rate, it doesn't matter. He had a mouth guard on. I mean, how serious could the bite have been? I mean, he was still talking about the bite after they announced his name, after he won. He walked around the thing. He talked to the people. He did interviews. He's still showing a hand. Like, I wanted to just jump through the TV.
Well, he's saying the contact itself numbed his thumb. So it didn't have a feeling. And your thumb is the most important.
Come on now.
When you hold it, you got to have your thumb.
Come on now.
I'm just saying what he said. But anyway, shout out to Floyd. He did win the fight. Unanimous decision, in case you didn't see
Whatever.
it. He did his thing. He
That was the
dominated
boringest
the fight.
fight I've ever seen. He did not really dominate that fight. It was horrible. When they asked him how he thought he did, he said C-.
Yeah,
horrible.
I mean, because the contender, I don't think he was as good of a contender as they say he was. So, he ended up dominating him. We want to see Pacquiao. Don't y'all want to see him fight Pacquiao?
Hey, in the chat room, Tamika said, "Go Chiefs."
Go Chiefs.
And Miss Moore said, "Panthers in the house. We won."
You know what? Shout out to the Panthers too.
You're so fake.
I didn't
fake
say it was my team.
Okay.
But for Carolina, I'm gonna tell you that's a good thing for Carolina. Cam Newton doing his thing. He throwing some touchdowns. He running the ball good. They got a good offensive, defensive line. They looking strong.
Defensive line.
Yeah, they got both. Defensive line. That's when.
I mean, I didn't know if that's what you was trying to say. Just
Yeah,
now,
defensive line, offensive line. Both of them looking good. They looking strong. They 2-0. So shout out to Cam Newton out there doing his thing.
Okay.
Just because you don't have no team, that don't mean. You know
I just told you who my team was. How many times I got to tell you?
Oh, you got a team now?
I just told you.
Oh, you said if you had a team.
If I had to pick a team, it would be the Redskins.
That's your team?
And then the Falcons.
Okay, so that's your
that's my
team.
team.
Okay. All right. Well,
Get it right.
Attitude.
Get it right.
Okay. Moving on to the... Okay, then attitude-ish. So anyway, Chris Brown, y'all, in case y'all haven't heard, it's kind of late news, but he kind of pleaded guilty to that assault in D.C. I mentioned it because
What you mean kind of pleaded guilty?
I mean, because they said that it was sketchy. It was a lot of stuff around it, but I think he was forced to kind of plead to that situation.
Well, he's an idiot. I mean, really.
Excuse me. Which kind of...
He is doing stuff. It ain't like he just getting picked out of the crowd and not doing anything. He's just an idiot.
I ain't gonna say an idiot, but you know,
he's an
this is the
idiot.
thing. You got to remember, when you're a celebrity, though, those cameras don't leave you too often. So everything you do, think about everything you do. Think hard about this. I want you to think about this real hard, Robin.
Think about it.
Everything you do, Robin, is gonna be put in the public eye if you are a celebrity. So think about everything you be doing.
I won't be going to jail for the
and
stuff
the camera
I do.
is following.
But I
you.
won't be going to jail for the stuff that I do.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, then you're saying that you'll be going to jail for the stuff that you do. Basically, that's what you're saying.
I ain't saying
because
nothing.
you're saying
it's
that
about you right
you're
now.
saying that the cameras are following you all the time. You just talking about any person.
Easy for you to any
person.
Yes, because it's not no in the dark now. It's in the light.
So
Everything in the
basically,
light.
since you're bringing it up and you're saying that the stuff that you do, you would be going to jail for.
No,
but we ain't even going. We not gonna go there.
I'm not saying that. I'm just yeah. So anyway, moving right along, Chris Brown.
Right.
Chris Brown ended up getting 108 days. Sorry, Chris. He went out to L.A.
But he only did 2 in D.C.
He only did 2 in D.C.
But then he got 108 in L.A.
Well, he did 2 in D.C. jail, so that's like 50 days in D.C. jail because the food.
How would you know?
Did I say that? Did I say?
Because
word on the street.
Oh, okay.
Word on the street. Thank you, Al producing the studio.
I surely don't know.
I don't know. I have visited there, like people and stuff like that, and they had said that the food sucked and the treatment was
but they
bad.
say the food sucks everywhere. So what makes that one so
They
different?
really said DC jail was terrible. Like the conditions was real bad. So I felt bad for Chris Breezy having to be stuck up in there 2 days.
For 2 days.
Yeah, but then he messed around, got caught up, and had to go do 108 days in LA.
So you
County
think that
jail.
that was
probably
like
worse?
You think that one's better because it's in LA? But, oh, okay.
It's probably worse. So anyway, he did his little time and he's still locked up, whatever the case is. I don't know what's going on with your man though.
My man,
what's going on with your man, Columbus Short? That's your friend.
Well, only because of scandal. That ain't my man because of that. My man is Idris. We about to talk about him in a minute. But Columbus Short, I don't know. I think he got in trouble. I think he got in trouble about something else. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know that's your boyfriend. He was following him around. And
no,
stuff,
not boyfriend. No. My boyfriend is Idris. Get it right.
Idris wasn't there.
Get
so
it right. But I have a couple pictures with Idris. So you want to see him? I'll pull them up for you.
Yeah, you're going to have to pull those up. But anyway, shout out to them. No good deed. Guess what? $24 million. Took #1 at the box office this weekend. Shout out to them, Taraji. The music, every day, everybody clapping to this. Taraji, that's the home girl. Shout out to Taraji. She representing Northeast. And Idris
again
y'all
is my man.
That's your man. What else?
So
you and every woman evidently in the world is Idris' girlfriend.
Nobody in the world.
So whatever, y'all share Idris, but shout out to both of them because evidently they doing it big. I want to go see that movie. Did you go see it yet?
I ain't see it yet.
Anybody in the chat room?
Lisa,
did y'all see the?
let me see. Lisa is here. You may start the show.
Uh-oh.
It's about Lisa Wade. I know that's right, Lisa.
Lisa
Miss
Wade.
Moore said, "Love me some Idris." That's right, but I just can't go see him playing. That's what I said, Carla. I just now said. Let me see. Tamika said, "Correction, he's mine." Oh well,
So
he's everyone in the chat room.
Why
but,
y'all had this personal attachment to somebody?
I said the same
y'all
thing.
Y'all don't want to see him
Moore,
in the movie.
That I didn't really want to go see that movie because I don't want to see him play that role.
Miss Moore, he's an actor.
It's gonna irritate me that he's gonna be acting like that. I don't want to see it. Now in The Wire, when he was the bad dude, it was cool because he was a cool bad dude.
He was a cool bad dude.
But this one, I just got my. I don't know.
It's like when Denzel won his award. What was that?
Yeah, for that I ain't like Denzel in that movie.
For Training Day.
Ooh, I did not like him in that movie.
See, that's what I'm sterile. I like Training Day a lot.
It messed me up for him. I didn't like him really.
He played a real dude though. He was, a thorough dude.
Miss Moore said, "I realized that, but just can't do it." Scream. I was about to say, but Stringer Bell, yes, ma'am. Stringer Bell was the one.
All right, we're moving right
and
along.
Tamika said he can break into my house. I know that's right. He can break in mine too, girl.
Tamika, you wanted to break in? All right, then break in your house.
NT day. Okay.
All right, so I guess everybody did go see it or was going to go see it. Go see it. Support the film, y'all. I heard it was a great film. I'm gonna go see it. Hopefully, one day this week. I'm gonna check out that movie. Everybody is saying that it was great. The acting was good.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, they saying it was good. It got good reviews. Of course, it took #1, so you already know. So once again, can't get that enough shout outs, man, to Taraji. She always does a good job though.
Yeah, she's a personal friend of one of my other friends though.
Can you introduce me to her? Like,
why?
Because I just want to meet her.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to introduce you to Idris Elbow?
I've been introducing him. I have a couple pictures with him. I told you that.
Oh, okay. So you the real defensive when you
right.
talk about you. I ain't feelings. Okay, moving right along.
Okay.
So anyway, we're gonna go to a quick video, you guys. This guy's from Washington D.C. I call him Darrell the Singer. You can look him up as just that on on YouTube. It's Darrell the D-A. I didn't set that up. Singer, and he has some amazing music. This is an older video, but it's a great video. So we're going to go to that, and we'll be right back. Spotlight of the City.
It's Jay now.
And we are back, Spotlight over the City. I'm your host, Stan Long, and this is my co-host, Robin Bryant.
That's right.
Robin?
Yep.
I need to know a little bit about what you got going on. I think you've been keeping secrets on me. I'm hearing a little buzz here and there about this book.
Well, I do have a book coming out, and it's about travel. It's about how important it is for you to travel, how much you need to take time out for yourself, vacation, and just have a little, for yourself.
That's what's up. So do y'all give like discounts through your...
I get rates through my wholesaler. So as far as doing vacation packages, yes. Then you get to pay on the vacation package. But the book itself, I don't have a title yet, but it's going to be very inspirational and motivational because I'll be now traveling around and being a motivational speaker about it.
I like that. That. See how you brought that all together like that.
Bringing it all together.
That's what's up. So right now, if a person wanted to travel, where would they?
They can, of course, see me on Facebook, or they can go to Nibor, which is Robin spelled backwards, worldtravel.com. So that's NiborWorldTravel.com.
That's what's up. So that book thing is that's gonna be big. Because it's a different lane. I haven't heard much about the travel.
Right, and it's not a lot of people out there doing it. They definitely not out there motivating people to travel, to take time out for themselves. So.
Right. So I think that's
my lane.
And I do agree that people should take trips and unwind and relax. A lot of times people say can't afford it, and sometimes we can't. But sometimes you can't afford not to travel. Sometimes you need that extra oomph. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, and today we have an interesting topic, but before we get into it, I want to shout out Majestic Web Design. To Ray, I didn't forget you. Majestic Web Design is who designed my site, you guys, for Spotlight Over City some years ago. She does an excellent job keeping it up for me. We're getting ready to do some new things and add a bunch of videos and this, that, and the third to it, so shout out to her because she's working hard.
I see that, Miss Moore. She said, how about Traveling Mercies as a name?
Oh, that sounds hot, Miss Moore. Traveling Mercies. That's pretty cool, and that will be something that's inspirational, right? You said it's going to be inspiring. And speak of such, don't forget to get your copy of Blackbird Medley, The Transformation of a Gangster by myself, yours truly, Stan Long. Also, the documentary is doing... how's that coming along? It's coming along, but it's because I'm doing it in different cities. Like, I'm interviewing some people here in Atlanta. Shout out to the ATL. I'm doing people in the DMV, people in Charlotte, people in Chicago, and people in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a ways to come. I just did a little intro trailer, like a little teaser, but it's much more than that, you guys. So I do have the trailer on deck, so we'll probably go to that a little later during the show, right before we close, maybe. But Damn As Good As It Me is not just a documentary. It's a book, and it's going to be a very helpful book about relationships, and not just relationships, but the things that we suffer from in childhood. Like, all of us do have baggage. We don't want to admit it. Some of us don't want to say we have baggage, and it sounds kind of harsh to say damaged goods, is it me? But it's just a question that we should all ask ourselves. Sometimes you have to check yourself, and say, am I doing this? Where did it come from? And I don't think a lot of us get to the root.
To the core.
Yeah, so we try to smooth it over and say it'll get better in the next relationship. But it's going to carry over to the next relationship if you don't dead it.
Or keep lingering in the one that you're in.
Or keep lingering in the one that you're in until you're willing to say, yes, this is an issue for me. When I was a child, this happened, whether it's rape, molestation, physical, mental abuse. It's going to be a female gay, a male gay, abusive man, and actually abusive woman, which doesn't occur much. But this lady was the aggressor in a situation because she witnessed her mother being the aggressor and growing up and stuff like that. So she kind of carried that pattern into her relationship. So Damn As Good As It Me will be out soon. I'm still working hard on that. It'll be a few more months, and it should be a complete package, including the book itself. Okay. So look out for that. And we have a few more surprises. Spotlight Over the City is definitely getting ready to take over the DMV.
We have someone coming next week, Day Bella. I don't know if any of you already follow her, but she has millions of followers. She is a sensation, internet sensation, and has her own business, a t-shirt business. She has people knocking at her door every day about modeling their their clothes, about their hair, their everything.
So she literally has millions of followers.
She has followers on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. So we'll have her on next week.
So she'll be on next week, and then we have another surprise guest the week after. We're lining up these guests, you guys, and it's gonna be some great shows coming up in the works. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you guys again for being a part of the show. Now we're getting ready to get into the topic. And basically the topic is light skin, dark skin. Is it still discrimination amongst the black family or the black race?
And what do you think?
I think so. Because not only have I experienced it being a dark skinned male, which is a real strong figure in the communities. When you see a dark skinned male, a lot of times that becomes a threat to other races. I don't really know why yet. We haven't figured that one out.
It's a threat to our own race.
And it does seem to be a threat, to our own race. And I noticed in the hiring practices and maybe political, not only just political, but in other arenas, you see where the fair skinned, light skinned black is treated a little differently than a darker skinned black. So you guys get in the chat room and tell me what you think. Is that something that you've experienced? Is it something that you think is so? I remember even when BET first started, you saw a lot of fair-skinned blacks on the forefront of the show as co-hosts and hosts of the shows and correspondents. Wasn't really many dark-skinned, probably still not to this day, now that it's not even that. But, I mean, it's not just that. It's in the media,
light skin, long hair has always been, as always, since I've known, even elementary school, all the little boys in class wanted the light skin, long hair. You, and I'm sure you and all your friends have talked about the red bones and the yellow bones. Growing up.
It has been talked. It has been talked, but I will say that I can honestly be true and say that's never been a preference where I say she has to be light or dark. I have heard it, especially down south. I've heard a lot of gentlemen say, man, she bad. She was light skinned and she was this and that, and they go on to describe her. That's how she's bad. But if she's dark skinned, it's like, she's pretty to be dark skinned. She's cute to be dark.
Well, I've heard that several times. You're cute to be dark skinned.
So, my mother...
It's all about the onion, man. It's all about the onion.
It's all about the onion, Al.
That's all that is.
The
Our producer... What's the onion, Al?
What's the onion, man?
The backside?
Yeah, man. Make a grown man cry. Yeah, the onion.
Al says about the onion, whether you like, dark, whatever it is. But what do you guys think? Have you been discriminated against, Ms. Moore?
Moore said the reason behind the darker skin fear is that it's so close to the African originality. That's the slave mentality.
That's it. And I agree with that to a very great extent. Because like down south, I noticed more so than up north, you would see the gentlemen, the younger generation more so, they stigmatize the dark women. It's like, it's like they not as pretty. And if they're exceptionally pretty, then they're pretty for a dark sister or whatever. But you don't say she's pretty for a light skinned sister or a fair skinned sister.
Right. Oh, I've never heard that.
No, you just say she's beautiful.
Said, yes, absolutely, it's still going on, and yes, I agree with Miss Moore. No, it most certainly is. I mean, we ain't arguing over that. We definitely know what's going on.
So who thinks it's not going on? Is it some sisters or some males in the chat room that says, nah, I haven't had that, or I don't think it's like that, or I think it's even now? I think it's gotten a lot better.
Really?
I think it has gotten a lot better from my mother's generation until our generation, because the discrimination period has gotten a lot better, because the younger generation, whites, black, Asian, whatever the case is, they all celebrate some of the same music. They all attend some of the same parties, especially in Washington, D.C. area now. Everybody kind of meshing together and partying together and having a good time. So I don't see that as much, but amongst
when
us,
it comes to a job or when it comes to a job, marrying or something like that, then you'll see it much more. I bet you that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. You'll see that much more. And in employment, I definitely think that it's still basically that. But I'm speaking on amongst our own, like as far as us as a people, because I think that we do it to each other more so than we would agree.
Stephanie say, I see it in the North and in the South. It's widespread throughout the African American community. So it's not a North or South thing. Tamika said, I think calling your desire to with a fair-skinned black woman a preference is silly and just a way to cover up. Hold on, my little cursor went up. Just a way to cover up. Where am I? Oh, something much deeper. I can understand preferring intelligence over looks. Ms. Moore said once we were mixed up with our slave masters, the light skins were treated better by whites, which created jealousy from the darker skin. So yeah,
That's
you go back to
true.
slavery, yes.
That's very true because
Matter of
I
fact,
remember my grandmother would make comments and she would say, that high yellow heifer or that high, she would be upset and she married a fair-skinned man.
Oh, really?
But yeah, very much so fair-skinned man. But she would make these comments like she had an issue with the fair-skinned women, and I think it's because she was so dark that she had been discriminated against so much, in competition.
I
that
believe
she was
it.
in her feelings a little bit about that.
And just in watching like a lot of the movies, the slavery type movies, I think were did you pick up on this? But like more of the light skinned ones were in the house, and the other ones were out in the field.
That's exactly
the darker
right.
ones were out in the field. So
well, that's where it traditionally came from, where you have the field and the house and the,
right.
So basically, the fair skin made it to the building. See, so
big house.
They made it to the big house, so to speak. So that would make the situation
even worse.
envious.
Yeah.
Like, say because I'm gonna be in the field, you already can see.
You gonna
I'm
be in
not
the
gonna make
field.
it to the house. So basically, if I'm in the field and you was in the field and now he called you to the house, and now you talking about he said this and he said that and talking, see, so then that separation came, and then it traditionally grew and grew and grew.
Going on in the house,
And so
that's a whole nother thing.
that was a part of the Willie Lynch situation and everything, to divide and separate. And so mentally now I think we still suffer.
Lisa said, I think it carries on within our culture today, and it starts at home with the family and family members. I see it with 7-year-olds because she's a teacher. Tamika, if you are basing your decision to begin a relationship on a person's complexion, you suffer from colorism.
Very true. But that's happening though, and that's why we talking about it, because I'm a man and I hear my homeboys, and I've seen growing up since I was a child, I've heard what I just told you. The light-skinned women were depicted as the best of the crop, so to speak. And you even see our brothers go and cross over to other races, which is nothing wrong with that. But they do it, some of them do it for the wrong reason, so to speak. They look highly on others than themselves. So they'll, cuff up a woman and make themselves look like they have this so-called trophy wife or whatever. And that's I think that's all coming from slavery.
Yeah, I guess it is originally from slavery, but it's definitely still going on in 2014.
So Lisa
said, but many are married to someone that their parents pick for them and are very unhappy. I don't really know nobody who parents pick somebody for them. You know somebody?
Not lately, but back in the day, yeah. My son's mom might, I think. But anyway, yeah.
You what?
I don't know nothing that happened.
About?
No, I'm saying I don't know anybody, but I mean that could happen though. But I do know for a fact that in the workplace more so than in our community, it really shows up. Like you might can hide it in the community because what do you say? We all in the same.
Right.
But when you branch off and try to get that job, and you apply and show up for that interview, it's a little different. If your complexion, I know because I've always seemed to be a threat in the workforce, which why I abandoned the workforce
Maybe
early.
because of how you, I don't know.
Maybe what you trying to say?
How you present yourself, look, talk. I don't know.
No, I'm professional. Like I'm being real professional right now.
Because you got your glasses on.
Right this
I knew
minute,
that was
being
coming.
professional.
Just because you got your glasses on, you think you're a little professional.
That's right. And so even though I didn't have that then, I still would go and conduct myself. But the people at the job would seem to be a little threatened or taking. You know,
had a job?
Yeah, it was like I was young.
Woo! I didn't know that you had a job.
I had a job. I worked in the government. I worked for FedEx.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I did a lot of that before I became an entrepreneur. Yeah.
So then that was like before you was 20.
Yeah, man, that was way back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and read what Miss Moore said.
I can't. I don't have these glasses don't have prescription.
Oh, they just cosmetic. Okay.
Yeah, so this is. So
okay. Miss Moore said, we as people need to get past this. I have issues in my own home because my daughters are brown, darker, because I was more attracted to dark men. I've had to raise them to realize that they are beautiful regardless. I actually have issues being light with good hair. I actually have issues. Okay. I used to get teased in Capitol Heights. Shout out to Capitol Heights. That's not where I'm from.
Shout out to Capitol Heights.
Where we grew up. We used to get called Mexicans, etc. I hated... Wait, hold on. My cursor done went up. Curse keep jumping around.
She said she hated that.
She hated work both ways. Makes me mad. Makes me sad.
I like the point she just made. That's a good point because the kids, like, that's kind of what brought this subject about. Somebody that I know has a daughter, and she has, they call it kinky hair. We call it kingly hair.
I call it nappy.
Well, it's kingly.
Yeah.
It's because
Kingly?
kingship. Yeah, kingship.
Okay.
You know, all king deities have kinky hair.
Okay.
So anyway, this person was coming home crying to her mother because the kids were teasing. You know, kids brutal.
Oh yeah.
And they were teasing her and calling her black monkey and all this other craziness because it's not just kids.
How old is she?
11 or 12, something like that. But her mom has her growing locks because she has locks, and you know it's a lock thing in their family, whatever. And that kind of, you know, your hair don't look the best when it's first starting off. And she's in that growth stage where she's trying to grow the locks. And so they can't understand that as children.
Right.
And of course they think you crazy and you got naughty, crazy looking hair. And so they say these things to her. And she come home crying to her mother. Mother's been to the school several times, to the teacher. But kids are still mean. And they're going to say what they say. So it makes her feel some way. Mm-hmm. So she asks her mother, am I this and that, the things that she was being called, because she felt as though they continue to do it, something's wrong.
Right.
And so that's what made me say, okay, that's something that, you know, that's a lot of that's going on, not just with the kids, but the older adults and this and that. So, yeah, I commend you for that caller saying that talking to your children. And we have to do that. We have to make sure we big up our kids.
You have to.
Keep their esteem on a high level. You don't want your children to, you know, it's like parents saying, you just like your daddy, you just like your no good mama, and this and that. Don't do that. Don't mess your kids up.
Tamika said the videos these days don't have light-skinned or dark-skinned women in them. All I see are women of other races or biracial. Our poor black girls.
That's the new thing. That's the new thing.
It's been going on for a long time. It ain't really new.
Probably over the last, 2-3 years they've been starting to do that?
I would say longer than that.
So do you think it has something to do with us as a people being in the video, not doing right by the videos or being unprofessional? Or why do you think they just want to change the look up?
Probably
be more
the
exotic
look.
looking?
Yeah, because that's what you all are going for more. You all are going for the more exotic looking.
Yeah,
female.
that's true.
Even if it's like an Ethiopian or something, it's more exotic looking.
Yeah, that's true, but it's for different reasons.
What kind of reasons are we talking about?
You knew that was coming, right?
What kind of reasons? We can talk about it on this one.
That's
kind of
another
reasons
show because you're trying to get me jumped by the sisters in the chat room. But
you said it, so let's talk about it.
Well,
I mean, just bring it up a little bit.
Let's talk for a minute because we.
Go ahead, go right ahead.
I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
The sisters. Some of the sisters. I'm scared to say it. Some of you sisters have to learn to control some of this aggression towards your mate.
So you're saying that the biracial or the more exotic woman doesn't say anything?
A lot more submissive. I have experienced it myself.
So you have dealt with I'm so confused. So you have dealt with it.
And I know you're
help me with it.
But at the end of the day, the sisters, I love y'all. I have not really dated outside my race. Not that I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how do you know?
Well, I mean, because when I was young, this was when I was young, and I've learned it. And I have friends that do it, and they won't do nothing else at this point because of what I said. And I love you guys.
But yet their mother is us all the way.
And we love you to death for that. We're not telling you that we're against you. That's what we. That
is
saying.
Really been against us.
Not
if you're
at
now
all.
about to choose someone else or a whole nother race or whatever because of that.
We're choosing happy. That's what we want to be happy.
So you're saying home. I'm just trying to understand.
So we
what
love you
guys.
Trust me, we love you sisters
from afar. But you're saying from afar.
We love you. Like my mother's darker than myself. I love my sisters dark, light skin, whatever the case is. Like I just said, but sometimes it can be a little overbearing when you sisters call it, and we're gonna have to continue this one right here. When you sisters call it strong.
Well, it is being strong.
Sometimes we
have to be strong because a lot of times y'all are weak.
Strong is
so
submissive.
Anyway,
strong
hold on.
Is being able to submit.
But everybody needs to submit to each other.
I agree.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Lisa said individuals should learn to love themselves and accept individuals for who they are and their credentials. That's why as a black race, we need to stick together and not judge, but hire. My thing jumped around, y'all. But hire individuals for their experiences. Lisa also said it's sad, I guess you want to say, but reality is that videos and men are shaping our world for the younger generations. Black men have not learned their self-worth, and I can agree with that. Stephanie says it's our job as parents to instill self-love in our children, build our children up, and let them know they are beautiful just the way they are. Society will make them think that they are pretty enough, their hair isn't straight enough, etc. That's why you have so many women now who can't go without a weave because they feel that their hair isn't good hair.
That's a good point.
They write novels.
That's a great point. Yeah, but that's a great point, Shimmy. What's her name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, that's a good point you just made. That's true. Remember the hair show, whatever, the hair
good
movie,
hair,
whatever.
bad hair, something like
That's what it was about.
Right.
I mean, that's why he bought that movie out,
It's a
because
vicious
of that. That's a
cycle.
real true statement.
Yeah, it is a true statement. Tamika said our black men seem to be more whitewashed, but if you see a white man, Asian man, or Hispanic guy's video, they always have their own race. You're right about that in their video. Lisa says some black men need to learn who is going to be there for them. They all about a party and happy for a moment. So that was a lot said right there, but
I mean, I can say honestly, some of us men are shallow, and I can say we have our moments where
so glad you said that.
I mean, I'm being honest on
I'm
both
so
sides,
glad
though.
you said that.
I'm being serious. Like we sometimes can be a little shallow, and we don't quite have. But you gotta understand too. A lot of us men grew up without fathers in the home. A struggling mom taking care of household, never home. We grew up in the street trying to fend for ourselves and make a way, and we didn't have that leadership to show us how to really, I thank God. This is from reading the word and stuff that I do to take upon it myself to try to better myself. But if not for that, it was, because when I was younger, it wasn't good. I was shallow, and I did things, inappropriate.
You were shallow?
Yeah, I got it together now a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I got it figured out a little bit better. But yeah, I agree. We can do some growing up. And when it comes to dating, we can be a little shallow, and we don't deal with certain things. Like, I know that I'm not quick to run to the natural hair woman as much as I would the woman with the long curly weave or the this or that. I don't know why that has become more attractive, but it's because I think it's done more. Like, natural's coming back now, and I salute all the natural sisters because it looks it's beautiful. But I don't think we see it enough in our community. Now we're starting to see it, but how many women, have locks and natural, bushes or whatever the case? Not many.
Bushes.
Hey,
You said bushes.
But,
Not bushes, but that is what it's called.
Yeah,
child.
if it was natural, it'd be a
Tamika
bush.
said a lot of black women grew up without their fathers too. So basically, that excuse is dead. Okay, Miss Moore says.
I'm not making an excuse though. I'm just telling you what happened.
Miss Moore said, "Whoa, it's a lot of them coming in. Hold on. Y'all still have to realize this all goes back to the slave mentality. When the black male wanted to have the slave master's wife, they yearned for her. We got to know our history. Wow. Very, Lisa said, very shallow. I guess that's why black men should set a better example for the younger boys and men.
Very true.
Shay. Hey, Shay, you're new in the chat room. Shay, these men talk about women being submissive. Yes, they keep talking about submissive.
Yeah, we need that.
Yet
We need
what
more
you
submissive
are really
sisters.
saying is that you want someone to take all of your shit and not have anything to say about it. Yep,
Shay,
you're
wait,
right,
Shay.
If we are telling you the truth about
That ain't what we
behavior
saying,
and
Shay.
attempting to maintain standards in a relationship, you men should not. Hold on, my cursor went down.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh,
Shay.
you men
Shay,
should
that's
not
it, Shay.
count us out
One line a day.
as mouthy and unsubmissive. Do better with your actions.
Al, they get one
towards
line a
your,
day.
Hey.
Shay.
Do better with your actions towards your partner, and you won't have to hear any lip. I agree 1,000%, Shay. You done said a whole lot there.
Now, let me
the
address
truth
Shay.
hurts
Shay,
is
that's
what
it.
she
And
said.
Shay, we're going to have to address you, Shay. I respect
Address
what you
Shay,
said,
because
Shay.
what she said was very true. That whole paragraph is true.
It's true, and that's your opinion.
It's true.
So you and Shay got together and decided that's the truth.
No, what I'm saying is what she said is very true. If y'all don't be out here BSing all the time, we wouldn't have to give y'all lip about stuff. Period, point blank. But because y'all are always playing and doing all, it's a bunch of BS. Then we had to step up and say what we got to say, and now you mad.
Okay, so this sounds personal a little bit.
Oh, it's personal, okay. All right.
But wait. Don't bring that. Wait, slow down, because I'm talking to Shay. Me and Shay.
Well, you go ahead and say what you got to say. Hurry it up.
Shay, listen. I'm on a timer, Shay. So check this out, Shay. I'm scared to talk to Shay now. Shay, this is what I'm saying. I do respect what you're saying. But you got to understand the difference between a man and a boy. You may be dating a grown boy, and he may be playing a lot of games with you, and you don't want to submit to him. But when you get to a man, like a stand-up man, say that he's trying to do right by you, then I think that a woman should learn to submit, and then in turn the man would submit also to his woman. It's a submit one to another. Ain't that what the word says? So
that's what it's like. That's
what I'm saying. I'm not saying get ran over by a man and let a man who's not a strong man. Even JoJo agrees with Shay. Everybody in the chat room agreed with Shay. Lisa, Miss Morton high-fived her. The truth is the truth is the truth. JoJo said, I agree with Shay as well. JoJo, you agree with Shay?
And Lisa said, get your words together, Stan.
I know,
get them
together. Trying, but Shay scared me because...
She scared you. She scared you.
Shay made me nervous because when Shay thought it was almost a threat.
She was right.
Like, I thought she was going to put the little gun sign behind the thing, and I ain't, So, yeah, Shay. But nah, Shay, I hear you, though. I hear you, Shay. And to a certain degree, I think Shay is right. Some men had to step up to the plate and stop playing games. Y'all got it out of me. I crossed over and said
a lot of men, and that's the reason why when we have to stand firm on what's going on in the household. We just can't let you just run amok, and we just don't say nothing.
This right here though, sometimes gotta slow up. This right here, all this right here with the blue, it got to come to a hold. Sometimes it got to slow down.
If you slow down, then that'll slow down. But if you keep on doing what you're doing, then we have to keep standing our ground.
No, because that standing ground is what's gonna push us further. See, sometimes the humbleness of a woman is what make a man draw back to the. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. Submit. Shay, that's what submission do.
JoJo say yes.
It takes a strong woman to submit.
Because men, boy,
JoJo don't know nothing about that.
JoJo said yes because men do listen sometimes and stop talking all the time. Shay said a stand-up man will recognize when he has a submissive woman. I am one, and I cook, clean, all of that. Yet these men out here are using that unsubmissive mess as an excuse.
Nah, Shay, you just been running across the wrong dude. Because cooking, cleaning, all that, that's a great woman. Keep doing what you're doing and just get you a dude that's going to appreciate Shay for Shay. And then you can submit, and he going to submit. And y'all going to be good, Shay. And you going to call me and thank me and say, Stan, you was a man, and you said some good stuff. I done got married.
Come on now. Lisa said, so does the white woman slow up?
The white woman has been trained by her parents to not be overly aggressive, to understand certain things about a marriage. And yes, they do make some of the same mistakes, if not more, because we all are human, color or not. But white women are not, in my opinion, as aggressive in a relationship as the sister.
Or should she say the lighter skinned woman? Does she slow up?
I don't know, but we talking black, white, Asian, this and that. The Asian woman is a lot more submissive on whole. I'm not saying every woman, because you're going to have some of everything. Some sisters are very submissive, and they got a good relationship because they submit to a good man, and he'll in turn do.
That's the only way submission gonna work is if you submitting to each other, and that's a good man, and that's a good
well, that's the way it's supposed to work. You can't submit to an idiot, y'all. I'm not telling you submit to somebody who, just running around acting a fool all day. That's not a man who worthy. But when you get to a worthy man, you gotta know what's in front of you. Hint, hint. Know what's in front of you. You did. So anyway, knowing what's in front of y'all is very important. I thank all of you guys for getting in the chat room. I love it. I love the comments. We respect your opinions. Keep it going. Also, like the producer said, get in on Facebook. We have a Facebook page in case you guys haven't been on it. It's Spotlight Over the City. You can comment. We can continue. And you can make, whatever you want to say. We continue.
Oh, that's real good, Shay.
So, Shay, give us one more, Shay, before we go.
And Shay said, and when the money gone or you black men get sick, then white women especially and other races will zip right on your tail.
Well, that's not right. I mean, everybody's an individual. So you got some good white sisters. You got some good Asian sisters. I
refuse to accept Stan's individual experience about black women as being universal truth for all.
Who said it?
Tamika said that.
Tamika, you better accept my truth. I'm trying to tell you what's good, Tamika. If you submit to that man, Tamika, get in there and cook them stuff and do what I tell you to do, Tamika. That's what everything.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's where the problem starts.
Do what I asked you to do to make everything gonna go smooth, because I'm gonna do what you asked me to do.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Submit one to another.
You see what you're dealing with.
Anyway.
Thank y'all.
We're gonna see you guys next week. We're running out of time. The producer kicking us out the studio. So, on that note.
Next week.
What I will say is, all races have issues, but we need to deal with our own. And on another note, we'll keep talking about our issues until we can resolve them, so we can spill it off into the community and be a better us. Love hard, live good, God first. See you guys next week.
She said bye, Felicia.
Bye to me.
Go together like Benji and a big face bill.
We are so similar but completely different at the same time. It's like your morning and I'm noon, but together we light the night like a full moon.